Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
And my name is Kleve.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship.
Supreme. I went the team skull.
Oh, I loved everything that was going on over there. One of the podcasts that dares to ask, what's your favorite Xbox game? Is it about how Master Chief really wants to get wet?
Now it's all I ever think
He
of when I
just
think
wants
about
to get
Xbox
it
now.
in.
So we had an episode where I told you that some of my ideas are just dead on arrival, right?
Yeah.
And so you were like, "Oh man, I want to know so bad. Please, Kleve, give me the fucking information. I need it so bad. I can't do anything. So I'm going to take you with me, right?" I decided at one point today that I was going to collect every game on the original Xbox.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, how hard would that be? Because that's where you start. I'm a odd collector. I like collecting specific things, not necessarily everything, right? And so I was like, how hard would it be to collect
difficult.
every video game? So the first step was, what's the most expensive one, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's more than I'm ever going to pay for an old game that I'm not going to play, idea is instantly dead. So I have for you a list, not necessarily in the best order, of the most expensive Xbox games.
This is original Xbox?
Original, OG.
Okay.
I also have a list of the best-selling ones. Would you like to take a swing at, hold on a second, at the let's say the top 10 list. Wikipedia for some reason gives me the top 22. I don't know why I would do that,
Obviously.
but and you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, there's 10. 9 shares a cell, but it's 2 listings.
Okay.
Oh, because it's tied. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, so 11 through 22. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Need for Speed, Underground 2,
Fuck, was
Madden
San Andreas
NFL.
on the original Xbox?
Mhm. Madden NFL 05, Madden NFL 06, which makes me very sad. Call of Duty 2, Big Red One, ESPN 2K, ESPN NFL 2K5, The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, Star Wars Battlefront, Project Gotham Racing, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon, Need for Speed Underground. Now,
I'm surprised some of those aren't higher.
Yeah.
You're asking me the top 10?
If you just want to take a swing at any,
Halo's up there.
First Halo is number 2.
And then second Halo was also released on.
First Halo is number 1. Or second Halo is number 1. There we go. Those
which makes sense because it had a better multiplayer.
Well, and like people understood after that.
The
right?
hype was out, yeah. Forza,
8.46 million copies. Forza's not on here.
Interesting. That is one of their big titles they like to boast. Mech Assault.
Mech Assault's not on here. And you were free to give up on this game anytime you're ready to.
I was trying to think of fucking original Xbox games. Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy's not on the list now.
You
and I are the only ones that continuously talk about Fusion Frenzy.
And I don't know why.
I have fond memories of it.
Yeah. The one game I weirdly have a lot of fond memories playing, specifically with my brother, was Desert Storm.
No Desert Storm.
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Okay. Um, number 10 or number 9 tied. Counter Strike,
Oh yeah, that makes
Ninja
sense.
Gaiden.
I thought Ninja Gaiden was exclusive to PlayStation for a while.
Let's say. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. These are just the best selling for the system. Dead or Alive 3.
Not volleyball.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cells number 6.
Oh, that was solid. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City is number 5.
What's insane is like, I, fuck man, only thing I played any of the Grand Theft Autos on was the PlayStation until we played on Xbox Live.
Fable is number 4.
Ooh, Katie will be mad at me for not remembering that. That's her favorite series.
You guessed number 1 and 2, and number 3
Bomberman.
is Sneak King.
Fucking Burger King, shut the fuck up.
3.2 million copies sold.
Well, that's not fair. It was like $3. You know, of course it's sold. Sneak King. I fucking have a copy of that somewhere. It's right next to my copy of Ghost Dog.
We're gonna make you a shirt that says, "I got a copy of that something."
That is one that I had in my collection. It's the fucking dumbest thing in the world, but yeah.
So, I watched a lot of different stuff on like how much the pricing of these like very rare specific games are, and then I went and just took the list of games and like just tried to look for myself. Like, okay, I go to Macari, I go to eBay. Where can I find these things? Right. So, I don't even know if you know of any of these. Curse the Eyes of Isis.
I imagine a lot of them are going to be like fucking like were originally sold or limited release in like Japan and then also here sometimes.
There's one on the Japan list. The rest of them are here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games to talk about. Curse of the Eye of Isis. On eBay, I found it for 70. Let me set some parameters here. I looked for the base game.
Mm-hmm.
No combo games. No platinum hits.
Mm-hmm.
Had the box.
Release. Yeah.
Has the booklet.
Because that's important.
It is.
Nintendo Switch doesn't think it's important, but
it changes the price drastically. And the disc has to be in good shape. Basically, not only games that I would buy if I was doing this as a collection, but games that I was like, everybody's coming over. I could pull it from my library and we could play it.
If you're going to trade it in a GameStop, you'd get $2 for it. That kind of game, right?
I'd use it as a coaster before I gave anything to GameStop.
GameStop.
Curse the Eye of Isis.
Uh-huh.
On eBay was $75. On Macari was $170.
That's a lot of money.
So already I'm like, man,
was it a good game?
Steam gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, I mean that's something.
Curse of the Eye of Isis is a survival horror video game that was developed by a British studio, Asylum Entertainment, and published by Dreamcatcher. And what's funny is it came out for Xbox, PlayStation 2. Like, it's not like an exclusive, but it still is one of the rare ones to find for some reason.
You know how people be.
I know how people be. The next one is Obscure, also a horror-ish game.
Okay.
One sold on Macari last year for 110. eBay is currently for 110.
Yeah, horror was not really my genre when I was younger.
You know, it wasn't mine. Stubbs the Zombie.
Oh,
this is an interesting game.
That's when you are a zombie. You're like a friendly zombie, like you're trying to do. Yeah.
Well, you're not friendly.
Well, yeah. You want to live, so
you're still doing zombie things. Yeah, you're like biting people and
Yeah.
turning them into zombies, and they work for you. And you can detach your hand and like go control someone, which is funny because it's the only way to use a firearm. Um, Mercari I saw one for 43, eBay I saw one for 60. The funny thing about these games too is like we found out, there's not a guarantee that what you're gonna get is gonna work, even with no scratches on it, right?
Yeah.
It's just how it works. Spike Out Battle Street. It's like a Warriors knockoff,
Okay.
except so much worse. On Mercari was 209 and on eBay was 185. Now, there is, I'm gonna stop in the middle real quick. There is something to the hunt of gathering and collecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need it to be super easy. Otherwise, e- everyone would have a fucking Xbox library, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do get to a point, $209. I don't know if I'm ever going to spend on a game. If I'm in good money, I might spend 150. If it's like if I'm getting towards the end of the collection, you know what I mean? Maybe I
Right.
can make a trade with somebody and do something. But anyway, uh, Def Jam Fight Night for Def Jam Fight for New York.
What's funny is how much is that game?
Macario saw for 89, eBay saw for 90.
I gave that game away for free to a Microsoft employee 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Microsoft was running a thing where you could trade in games,
Mhm.
and they would give you, no matter what game it was, it'd give you $10 credit on the games. And I came in, I had a whole bag. There was no limit to it. I came in and I was like, all right, like here's these games, and they like would give you credit or whatever for them. And the dude I was talking to was like super passionate, seemed cool kid. He was I think like probably 5 or 6 years younger than me, and he's like, we're sitting there going through games. I'm like, yeah, like here's this one, and he goes, shut the fuck up. Like I had all the fucking fight nights because our Def Jam fight nights because why not, right? Like that
Mhm.
was, and he was super excited about it, and he's like, I love those games so much. I was like, well, like, will they let you, like, what do you guys do with these games? He's like, oh, no, we have to send them in, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. I was like, how many games do I need to get whatever game I was trying to buy at the time? And he was like, this many. I was like, you know what? I was like, I set them aside. I was like, I'm going to leave them here. If they go, they go. I'm not going to take credit for them. I don't care about it. And I walked off. And he's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. He just took them and he went and put them in his back the break room. And imagine that kid was super fucking pumped to have that shit. And I was just excited for someone to love it as much as I did when I was younger.
Right. Which is the sequel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, 89 to $90 is what $90 is about what I found for that one. Um,
Yo,
Marvel versus
I'm
what?
sorry.
What?
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I like Googled Spike Out because I had not heard of this one.
Mhm.
There is an insane fucking arcade machine for this game. Like it
Oh,
was a huge deal. It's old school, right? 97 is when this thing came out. And it's got these two speakers that come out. These giant like they jet out over your head,
Jesus.
and then you sit on this bench, and then like they're just next to your head, and so it's supposed to give you like a 3D sound like it's
And
insane.
just blows eardrums, really.
Yeah, it's intense. Like arcades in Japan were like, look at what we've got, and people were like coming there specifically for this arcade machine. Apparently, anyway.
Funny. We could do a whole episode on arcade machines because there's one that like haunts me that I want so bad in my life. Anyway, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Uh, Macari I found for 124, eBay for 82.
Fighting game community is no fucking joke, man.
Especially when it's great, especially when
Yeah,
it stands the test of time. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was like the peak shit.
yeah.
Because Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, and they're like, this is fun. Um, Teen Titans,
Didn't know that had a
eBay's
game.
200, Macari's 229.
Okay.
Apparently it's like they get pulled into like a TV show, and I think the boss like talks to you directly sometimes, and you can swap through characters and do different things. But apparently, well received game.
Okay.
Futurama, the video game.
By the way, GameStop won't give you any value for it.
What
Teen
are
Titans.
that surprise you? Futurama, which apparently, from what I've heard about the game, it plays out just like an episode.
Okay.
You play as Fry, you play as Bender, then you end the game as Leela. Um, it sold on Mercari for 185. On eBay, it's 240 right now.
You can get a UK version for $50.
Ooh.
If that does anything for you. But it was a UK release.
No, this idea died, and I'm gonna end on why it
Oh,
died.
okay, yeah,
Not even all this stuff. Not even all this.
For sure.
Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast.
I do remember this being like a really popular, like weird game.
They had a slipstream mechanic, which was just like the slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get behind somebody and pick up speed. Mercari 250, eBay 139. Metal Wolf Chaos. This is the Japan exclusive. I couldn't find anything on Mercari for it, and eBay was $99. But Japan exclusive.
Yeah.
So I honestly, if this was my collection, it would be all English released
Well, that's a dope ass fucking cover
Xbox
though.
games.
It's just a
Yeah.
giant ass mech with a fucking burning American flag in the back. Not like
Yep.
they're burning the American flag, like shit's exploding, and then there's also an American flag. Of course.
Jurassic Park Operation Genesis.
Okay.
On eBay, I found it for 87. On Mercari, I found it marked down to $66. It was 110.
The only Jurassic Park game I have any experience with was on the Sega CD. It was a point and click. It was terrible.
I'm trying to think what that one was. Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. I found one on eBay for $27. And then I found one on Mercari sealed for $200. I don't know why one's 27. Maybe it doesn't work. I didn't read too much into it. But the game that killed the idea is the Guy game.
The Guy game?
The Guy game. I couldn't find a copy on eBay. I found a copy on Mercari for $161. It was like that. We got teen boys. We're gonna show boobs game. So they would ask the girls questions, and they would get them wrong and flash the camera, but they would censor it. But then there was currency that you could earn to use to block the currency or to get rid of the censorship.
Okay.
There's controversy behind this game that I had forgotten, which is one of the contestants was not told that this was going to be used for a video game. Said she was 18, actually 17. I don't know her involvement in the game. I don't know if she's one of the flashers. I don't know how the game's still purchasable if it is. Maybe it's the catch a predator type thing. But I don't want to ever own any child porn.
Nope.
So I moved on.
That's so fair. It looks real cringe. Just the cover is real cringy.
It's like peak fucking Spike TV shit.
It reminds me of like remember you'd fall asleep on Cartoon Network with the anime and then fucking wake up to the Girls Gone Wild videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. The Guy game is aimed squarely at testosterone-laden college students, spring breakers, and, well, any red-blooded American guy. The Guy game puts you in the world's wildest party spot for the steamiest spring break action ever. Shot live at South Padre Island. Oh, that's Texas, isn't it?
Sure is, bud.
This red hot trivia challenge lets you play with over 60 smoking co-eds during spring break insanity as they proudly show off their assets. For your personal enjoyment, you bring the party and we'll supply the game. You'll score every time. It's over 1,000
Instant.
quality videos.
Instantly. I never wanted to do this idea to have all of the Xbox games because it will mean that I own a copy of that game, and I don't want that in my
Well,
life.
one of the features that they boast here, though, is get your game on with up to 4 players. The president makes the rules. Who's playing this with their buddies?
Horny boys,
What the fuck?
13
This
year
is
old
rough.
boys.
There's a
Yeah,
vibration function.
I don't want to own this game. So
Nah, I get it, dog.
the idea died instantly.
Immediately.
Now, everything that I read to you was I like through the rest of my research. The guy game information I got, that was the number one game that came up. Like, oh, here's the rarest games, and it was this one was the first one, and I was like, well, it's dead to me. And just the rest of the video kept playing.
Jesus Christ.
I did want to talk about some honorable mentions that were not great nor expensive. Fusion Frenzy, right? Psychonauts,
Good old Psychonauts recently had a re-release, I feel like.
Part Two.
Mm.
Um, Blinks the Time Sweeper. Remember
Ah,
that fucking cat?
I do.
I don't remember anything else. I just remember he's a cat and he had like a vacuum. Jade Empire, which was a very good game and did not get out of credit that it deserved.
There's a copy of Fusion Frenzy on Amazon right now for $73, and I'm just trying to figure out.
I mean, you can get it on the Xbox store.
Yeah. Everywhere else has it for like 10 or $15.
And NFL Fever because it was like the pushback to Madden,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, not Blitz, but almost Blitz. And they had a song by Pharrell that just played on loop.
I'm surprised. I don't remember it lasting that long, but it lasted 3 years.
What?
Fever. 2002,
Yeah.
2003, and 2004.
And the rock star, and then the rock star. It's almost over now. And then just again.
You remember NFL? You remember NFL Tour on the 360?
I don't.
It was fucking. Was it LT? It was somebody from the Chargers. I don't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was just another one that like they were really trying to fucking. They're really trying to capitalize on the idea of like this is football, but not football, extreme football. I think it was on the 360.
So that was my. I put more in it to have an episode, but like it was like 5 minutes of my day. It was like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool. I'm like, oh, it's not cool anymore.
It's when you go out to like the garage sales and you gotta find them, but not if that's one of the ones you have to find.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's tough.
It came because the Beast on Twitch and YouTube is playing every Nintendo 64 game.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what would be a cool system to have like every game of? I was like, well, that would be cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, like maybe like what was a small release game like the Dreamcast. Dreamcast, but they'd have some fucking weird.
That's going to be harder than you think.
Yeah, and more
sadly.
expensive.
And I think that's what it was. It was like, okay, so when you think of like what system would you do this with? There's some systems that are like they're too far gone.
Yeah.
The NES, can you imagine? Fucking devastating your wallet. I'm like, okay, PlayStation kind of the same. Xbox came up with a lot, and they weren't super wild. I wonder how many games they came out with total. 998.
Almost 1,000 games. So close. Why would they not just do it? It bugged me. It bugged me so much. I'm like, I just need 2 developers. Like, whatever, just put something out. Fucking, they made
And
the
I
key flinks. Come on now.
right, and I imagine just a wall
Yeah.
of just alphabetically every game that you have. It was just a cool idea. But then
That's when your son has friends over and they're like, let's play a game. He's like, what kind of game you got? I don't
the
know.
guy
A guy
game.
game. Fucking so stupid. The things we did back then to look at boobs, apparently.
It was a struggle.
You kids don't know what you got. It's all over the place. Phones and computers that don't do it line by line and pixel by pixel. You'll never know. You'll never
Fall
know the
asleep and get
struggle.
caught.
I was to say, you never know the struggle of sitting in a room just watching a bloop, 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 knowing that just any moment someone could walk out into the family room where the fucking computer was.
That is wild that it's 988. Like, and you put out the next system, like you say, put two of those on here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what game has the most. I'm getting another
You
hole.
had Sneak King on there. Come on. Sneak King had a sequel.
Sneaking.
That promotion was so successful, they then did it for the 360 as well. He's looking intently at the screen. The crowd gets quiet. We intently watch.
It says 10 consoles with the most games and Metacritic's top 200 list. Oh, okay, that's why. It was like Nintendo 64, 7. And I was like, that's not the right number. They had more than 7 games. I owned more than 7 games.
Please over here bragging about how many games you own.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I was
I think I
spoiled,
own
baby.
5.
No. Anyway, I'm done with this.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let us know what your favorite Xbox game was, and did you own the guy game? Because if you did, just know some girl on there didn't have the ability to give consent because she wasn't old enough. You should probably throw that game away or sell it.
Can you imagine listening to this? Like, fuck! I was bragging to my friends.
It's an interesting collection. Let us know what you guys like to collect, and if you've uncovered some dark, terrible secret about the things you've collected. If you guys want to hear more from us, we're on every social media there is as Friendship Supreme. Except for on Twitter, it's Friendship with No Eyes, because all eyes should be here. It's not, the handle's not, it's Friendship with No Eyes. The word friendship and Friendship Supreme has no eyes in it. Because all eyes are here on YouTube. Or watching us on Twitch. We do everything, guys. We're constantly coming out with new content for you guys. If there's something you want to hear about or you want to see us do, let us know. Comment down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on YouTube. We're coming out with episodes all the time. That'll let you know when we come out with episodes if you hit the little bell thingamajiggy. And we'd really appreciate it. It goes a long way, guys. Any kind of likes go a long way.
I love it so much. Oh!
I've been Michael.
This is Kleve. And for the record, the system with the most games is the PlayStation 2 2016.
I believe it.